So this video I'm doing on the GPS watch that I just bought. So how I chose a GPS watch without wasting $300 from a parenting perspective, with other things that extra money can be spent on, and a watch that does the job. So here we go. The $500 question. My Garmin broke a year ago. I've been training without a watch since then. Now I'm getting serious about training again, so I need a new GPS watch. I've just received it. So this is how I've gone about the process. But as a parent, $200 to $500 isn't just training gear money. That's a full term of kids' swimming lessons, or a soccer season, or a family camping trip or holiday. So I had to figure out, how do I get what I need without wasting hundreds on features I'll never use? What the marketing tells us. So when you start researching GPS watches, it's pretty overwhelming with all the features. GPS, heart rate, sleep tracking, VO2 max, training status, body battery, music, payments, golf mode, ski mode, all sorts of modes. You can make your own custom modes, I think. The feature list goes on forever. And marketing makes it sound like you need all of it. Get the best. Don't compromise. Pro features for serious athletes. But if you don't actually need the best, what if you just need what works for your situation? What I learned the hard way. I've owned two Garmins before, and the last one was a Forerunner 935. I was happy with them. They were both good watches. But here's what actually happened. After a few months, I stopped using most of the features. Sleep tracking, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and it either wouldn't pick it up, or it would pick up that I got up when I didn't. VO2 max felt like a bit of a guess. I think it's a bit better now, but it's still an algorithm. Training status, suggested workouts, I didn't use them at all. Body battery, I don't even know if that was a thing back then, but there was other features. Eventually, I just used it for GPS to track my workouts, and that's it. So why was I going to pay an extra $400 or $500 for features I didn't use? This is the question that changed everything for me. I stopped asking, what's the best multi-sport watch, and started asking, what do I actually need? That one question completely changed my approach. Instead of chasing features, I focused on the job I needed the watch to do. Now I'll show the framework that I used. 5-step decision framework. Here's the 5 steps I used. Define the actual job. Identify what I already owned. Separate essential versus nice to have. Question the features I think I need. Make the decision based on my situation. Now I'll go through each one. Define the actual job. Not best triathlon watch, but what must this watch do for me? Here's what I actually need. Swim tracking, pool and open water, GPS for running, accurate distance and pace, multi-sport mode, swim, bike, run transitions is handy, and 6-hour battery life for longer races. Ironman, you'd probably want more than 12. Connect to sensors already owned. That's the job. Everything else is extra. Step 2. What do I already own? This step saved me hundreds. I'm not sure about that, but anyway. I already have a bike computer, so I don't need the bike features on a watch. I got the chest strap for heart rate. Plan on using Golden Cheetah, so I don't need the fancy ecosystem like Garmin Connect or what was the other one? Polar Flow. This immediately eliminates features I'd be paying for but wouldn't use. I don't think the watch ecosystems cost any money, but they're attached to the price tag of the watch. The watch doesn't need to do everything. It just needs to fill the gaps. Step 3, essential versus nice to have. Be brutally honest about what's essential. Essential for me, triathlon multi-sport mode, pool swimming, track lengths, open water swimming, GPS. Running GPS should be accurate. 6 hour plus battery life. Connect to chest strap, bike computer, and potentially power meter. So I got a stride power meter. I just worked out on a run this morning that the Coros Pace 3 that I got was it also has wrist-based power. I didn't know that when I bought it. Step 3, part 2, nice to have, but not essential. Nice to have sleep tracking, HRV readiness scores, navigation, wrist-based power. So I just worked out that it has that. Music storage, Garmin Pay, golf ski modes, sophisticated app. These might be cool, but I don't need them to train effectively. And I'm definitely not paying $200 extra for them. HRV, I think I've used in the past I used HRV for training. And I don't know how useful it is, but I used to use it, and it would be handy to have it built in. But I think it's locked into the watch or the ecosystem that you have your phone on, or you have your watch on connected to. Step 4, question what you think you need. This is where I got honest with myself. With my old Garmin 935, I thought I'd use sleep tracking. I stopped using it after I felt inaccurate. Thought VO2 max would be useful. Realized it's just another estimate and wasn't really useful for the way I used it. I didn't even use VO2 max. Thought I'd use training status. Ended up ignoring it. Thought I'd need all metrics. Just wanted GPS in the end. Reality check. I paid $600 plus at the time and used maybe 20% of the features. Don't repeat my mistake. You can if you want. Some of the watches are cool. Step 5, the options I considered. With my criteria clear, I looked at 4 watches because I didn't want to buy the newest thing because the newest ones are usually twice the price. I looked at the next tier down or the previous model of the newer watches. Just it cuts off a lot of cost that can be used elsewhere. So I looked at the Garmin Forerunner 255. Has everything I needed, but paying a bit extra for the Garmin price tag, Garmin name. The Polar Pacer, cheapest with tri-mode. Good ecosystem, but the GPS reliability was showing up as a concern in some of the reviews. Polar Pacer Pro, better GPS, wrist-based power, paying a bit extra for things I didn't need. And Coros Pace 3, dual frequency GPS, so that was the most accurate from what I found. Long battery life, has everything I need. App isn't great compared to Polar and Garmin, but I'm using Golden Cheetah anyway, or potentially Training Peaks. 100 to 200 cheaper than the comparable Garmin. My choice, Coros Pace 3. I went with Coros Pace 3. Here it is. I've had it about a week. Why? Best GPS accuracy for the actual job. Has triathlon mode, pool and open water swimming. Connects to all my sensors, long battery life. Not paying extra for features I won't use. Not paying for music, payments, golf, etc. Saves me about $200 or $300 compared to the comparable Garmin. And it does everything I actually need. The parent reality check. Here's what the $200-$300 savings means in parent terms. $250 saved. Full term of kids swimming lessons or kids soccer season registration or quality family camping trip or emergency fund contribution. I can still train for my goals and be responsible with our family budget. That's not being cheap. That's being intentional. But this works for any gear purchase. This framework isn't just for watches. Use it for a new bike, full aero with disc wheels, or a road bike with clip-on aero bars. A wetsuit, $600 topper end, or a $200 entry model. There's some some of the good brands have quality low tier wetsuits as well. Power meter, dual side, $1,000, or single side, $500 or thereabouts. Running shoes, $280 carbon races, or $180 trainers. I usually go with the Nike Pegasus. Before any purchase, ask, what do I actually need this to do? What do I already own? What essentials versus nice to have? Am I paying for features I won't use? Where else can the saved money be put to use? Family or even other bits of gear? The real lesson, define your needs based on your situation, not what marketing says you should want, not what pros use, not what has the longest feature list. Figure out what's best for your situation. For me, Coros Pace 3 does the job for $380 instead of $600. For you, the answer might be different, but the process is the same. I'll report back. I've received now the Coros Pace 3. I'll test it over the next few months and report back. GPS accuracy in real training, battery life on long workouts. Does triathlon mode work smoothly? HRV readiness metrics actually useful or just a guide? I'll make an honest follow-up video with real-world results. Now your turn. What gear purchases are you trying to figure out? Are you paying for features you won't actually use? Try this framework and see if it helps. Clarify your decision. Drop a comment below. What gear decision is confusing you right now? Maybe we can first principles our way through it together. The bottom line, instead of buying what the internet says is best, I figured out what's best for my situation. You can do the same. $300 saved, same training capabilities, better financial decision. That's a win. If this helped, hit subscribe. I'm documenting the whole journey from barely training to racing again, all while balancing family life and budget reality. See you in the next one. Over and out.